I'm like, hey, dude, what's going on? He was like, dude, a freaking kid jumped out of a vehicle. I was like, okay, is he okay? Is he dead? Or is he, like, really injured? What's going on? Because I'm here with the mom. And he was like, dude, he's in pieces. Like, multiple cars, got hit by multiple cars, and just body parts everywhere over the freeway. It spanned, because they went and they spray paint around the parts or whatever.
Like a body. They spray, yeah.
Well, it was like all these different little spray painted parts, like, I don't know how many spots it's crazy. It's probably not still out there because it's been a month, but it was like for a span of like, I don't know, like a football field, even further.
That far
that they were finding pieces.
So he jumped out of the car in traffic on 60 and probably got hit by a car, then hit by another one, and hit by... Because something that's not moving. I mean, eventually he jumps out of the car, he's going to come to a stop pretty quick.
Yeah.
And on the freeway, this person, and he's probably laying down or something, who knows?
Yeah.
How sad.
I just felt horrible.
And the mom's right there.
The mom's right next to me, and I'm like, oh my God, you just didn't tell me that. And I'm looking at her, trying to hold on for hope that he's hopefully still alive.
Maybe just lost a leg and an arm or something.
Maybe something. But I'm looking at her and I'm like, that's horrible.
And you couldn't tell her.
Couldn't tell her, no.
And you had to try and keep your poker face.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, no, we're just gonna wait a little bit longer and the cop's gonna escort you up there.
Oh my God.
And
knowing damn well what.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you knew, like, you're hoping, but you knew.
Yeah.
99.9% chance this kid is gone. Just over a stupid argument.
Over I don't know what the argument was about, but I just think of her, how she feels, like the last words that she had, something of saying, we'll just get out.
It's gonna stick with her forever.
It's forever. It's gonna, like, how do you get past something like that? I couldn't imagine.
I can't imagine. Well, like, I think it kind of goes back to what we were talking about when you're younger, like, you think you know it all. And I know for me, like, there were certain arguments that I had with my parents that made me that upset, or more upset than I even get about serious stuff nowadays. And just him being upset, being a teenager, being emotionally unstable, as all of us usually are at that age, just makes a split-second decision to jump out of the car without thinking, because he's emotionally upset, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's it. There was, no matter what they were arguing about, can you imagine an argument that was worth jumping out of the car on the freeway for? No matter what.
I've always heard it as a temporary, permanent solution for a temporary problem.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's you make a rash decision that, whatever issues you have, they might seem like it's the end of the world. Like, I mean, I'll be honest. I'll be straight with you. I've thought about it once or twice. I had a gambling addiction, and it took over my life. And that was, kind of the void that I had was a long period of time was just sitting, and my job was to gamble. I made a shit ton of money in Iraq. I don't have anything to show for it because I gambled it all away. I put myself, luckily, I'm 2 years sober now of not being in a casino, but I was $20,000 in debt.
Wow, from gambling.
Yeah.
What did you play?
Everything.
Craps, blackjack, poker, slots.
Doesn't matter what it was. I'm losing in this one. Let's go kick it somewhere else. Let's go try something else. This casino sucks. Well, there's, go down interurban. You got 4 or 5 casinos that you can go to.
What got you into that? Like, did you win big and it got you addicted?
Yeah.
Or?
There was, when I was overseas, we had set up, like, some of the stuff we built was some cool stuff over there. I mean, we built all types of stuff, and we, everybody was kind of envious because we wanted it, we would build it, like, that type of thing. So we had our carpenter area. Up in the attic was this place that was just nothing, cobwebs, and a bunch of junk was in there. And me and a buddy, we had a vision of, like, this would be a great kind of poker room man cave type of thing. And we're both like, 20. We're not, I've never played poker before in my life. He mentioned it. I was like, yeah, dude, let's do it.
No, something to do.
Let's do it. And so we cleaned it out, and we started having poker games in there, and it got bigger and bigger. And you're not supposed to gamble. You're not supposed to. The thing is when you're over in somebody else's country, you're supposed to abide by their rules. So
laws. Oh.
In Iraq, there was no drinking and there was no gambling supposed to be done. Well, sorry to say, a little bit of both was going on in there. A little bit of both was going on in there. So, we're young kids. We're looking to break the rules every chance we get. So we built this poker room, and we're like, we have to keep it super hush hush, super hush hush. Nobody could find out about this. It's tucked away. People don't know about it. And so it got more and more people heard about it and got bigger and bigger. And then all of a sudden, we're getting people signed up to be in our next poker tournament, next poker night. And I'm like, this is getting too big. This is getting way too big. Like, we need to shut it down. And so before I knew it, we had this big poker tournament that we were all talking about, and everybody's hyping up throughout the week. The FOB commander, the one that's in charge of all of us, he comes up. He was like, hey, how's it going? I'm here to play in your poker tournament. I was like, oh my God. So we it started there. And
so he played in the poker tournament.
He played in the poker tournament.
He broke the rules, the leader.
Yeah. I mean, if everybody's doing it, then why the hell not?
Like, oh, shit, he's going to bust us. Oh.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Certainly, sir. But, yeah, it started over there, and I got a taste for it. And, I mean, I should have known, because in high school, the reason why I was kind of like not pushed in, but kind of the reason why I was kind of pushing towards join the military, because I was in a middle ground. My grandmother, end of my junior year, senior year, she lost her house due to gambling. Oh. So right then and there, you should be like, okay, don't gamble.
Yeah, gambling's not good.
Not good. It's a bad thing to do. But she lost her house, and we kind of all got split up, going our own different ways. I didn't really have a steady house in senior year of where I was staying. I was staying at my girlfriend's house, staying here, staying there, kind of bouncing around. And so, okay, military, if I'm not doing college, military is probably the best option for me. So I joined the military. Well, a few years later, when I get deployed, I get a taste for gambling. When I come back, it was like, that was so much fun playing poker. Like, it was innocent. We wouldn't play for high stakes. It was innocent. But it was super fun playing. So I go into, I think it was the Greater American or Riverside Casino in Interurban, Tukwila. Mm-hmm. And I go in for my first time, like, I'm going to go in to play poker. And so I go in and play a few hands, and it's okay. The feel isn't the same. And they start to do this thing where they have to wash the cards. And we're like, well, as they're washing the cards, everybody takes a break. Like, you guys, we took a break. You guys smoke a cigarette. That's what some people do. Other people that are extreme gamblers, they go to another table and they go play more. And so I went over to a table. It was I don't know if you know Pai Gow.
Yeah.
Pai Gow poker. I went over to Pai Gow poker. My second hand. This is what drew me in. My second hand, I hit a royal flush.
Oh.
I've been gambling. I gambled for probably 8 years. 8 years of like financial drain in my pocket.
During your gambling addiction?
During my gambling addiction, a financial drain. And within that 8 years, I played Pai Gow so many times. I've hit 2 royal flushes. 2 out of 8 years. Like, that's the real big payoff. And so I hit that my first time, and I think I won like $1,000.
Yeah,
something
they
crazy.
pay
and
out
it was,
for that.
Yeah, it's a huge payout. And I only had like maybe $3 down or $2 down. And all the little Asians around me, little Asian ladies around me, they were like, you should have played more money. You should have played more money. You could have won. You could have won like, if I would have been playing like them, I could have won like, $5,000, $10,000.
Easy. Yeah.
Easy. But from that, you get a little taste of it, just like with anything. With, people do heroin, they do cocaine, and you get a little taste of it, and you get a rush, and you get a high, and you're like, man, this is great. And I got that rush and the high, and then just progressively just started going back more and more.
Chasing it.
It got to the point where I was working on 167 doing the tolls, and I would.
No, go ahead.
I was doing the tolls, and I would leave from working on 167, shoot over to the Muckleshoot, stay at the Muckleshoot for like 10, 12 hours until my next shift. And I would go straight to work and just be like drained.
A zombie.
A zombie on the freeway. And I was like, oh, what am I doing? And it's one of those things where I knew for 8 years, I knew, like, I need to stop this. But you kind of feel stuck. You're like, I love the high that I get off when I win. Yeah. It's few and far between because you lose a lot more than you win. But I love this high, and I'm going to keep chasing it. It wasn't till, I've been with my fiance, now new fiance, been with her for 4 years, and it wasn't until us 2 years in where we hit a wall, and she was like, it's either me and my daughter, or it's a casino. So I was like, well, I can't live without you guys, so it's you guys.
Yeah, but the casino, man.
Yeah, and she was like,
Jesus, Bo, come on now.
It's rough because I had a lot of good times.
But that's how you kind of felt, though, right? Like, it wasn't as obviously that's an easy decision to be like, yes, you and your daughter, I'm in love with you. I love your daughter, right?
Yeah,
and of course you have that love, and that's the person that you want to be with. But I mean, it was still painful, I'm guessing, for you. Like, how did you get out of it? Do you just decide one day cold turkey quit?
Well, she gave me that ultimatum twice. And the first time I said yes to it, and then I kept going. And then
didn't even slow down, or
I just slowed down, and I was I'll say it, I was very secretive about going, and I just made it. At work, I have lots of downtime, and I'll sneak over here and just do a little bit, or after work. I won't tell her I'm coming home, and I'll go sneak over here, do a little gambling, and I can still come back. And, obviously she found out because then my debt just kept getting worse and worse instead of improving. I'm making bank. I'm making pretty good money. Right. It shouldn't be where I'm, we're living in an apartment and not being able to get out of there. Like, I could have had a house the moment I got out of the military, but
you blew all that
money. I've thrown away probably $100,000 to gambling. I mean, it hurts to say. It hurts to say, but that's
$100,000
easily,
at least
easily.
That's just you thinking real quick, probably.
Yeah,
but it could be double that. Even
it could be more. It could be more. But I mean, the time being, it was like I had a good job, so it was like I'll lose this, but I got another paycheck coming in. I don't know. My bills aren't that bad. And it was kind of like living paycheck to paycheck, where I didn't have to be living paycheck to paycheck. And when I got in this serious relationship, it was like, can I still do this? Can I still, gamble with the chance of losing them? And like I said, I slipped up, and it came to another one. She was like, we're out of here. We're done.
Yeah.
And it's either us or the casino. You're not cheating on me, but I feel like you are cheating on me with the mistress, and it's the casino. And if that's what you want, then do that. But if you want better, if you want a house, if you want to build a future with us, that needs to stop. You need to do it for yourself. And so at that point, I was like, this is my last shot. I want to get out of this life. I've been wanting to. I wanted to stop a year after gambling.
Right. It's not enjoyable, right?
On a certain level. You were looking for that high, and you want to go get that rush. But ultimately, I was more miserable about it than I was happy about it. So,
but it was those rushes that you got that made it all worth it.
Yeah, worth it. And then you drop like $1,000, $2,000 in one sitting, and you're like,
oh my God.
You're like, have this sick taste in your mouth for like a month until the next time you go, and you're like, well, I'll win it all back.
So how did you? Right.
Yep.
I'll hit another royal flush.
I've gone to the casino and lost $200, and it was money that I could lose. And I'm driving home, and I am depressed about it, broken inside almost. Well, and it wasn't like I need this money for rent or food or gas even, or going into debt. It was expendable money, but I still was upset about it.
Yeah, and that's I touched back on the whole kind of suicide thoughts.
Yeah,
somewhere in the middle there. I had those thoughts too. I was like, I'm worthless. Like, this is all